It makes it easier, but there's a lot of steps involved, and especially nowadays, you have to put a stamp on. I mean, who's got stamps anymore? I mean, so you start off with that. But I think that it made it easy for people to vote, and they still didn't. And they have to have a product that makes it worth going to the polls in their busy life. And so I don't think, I think Marty's right. I mean, it's still too early for people to know the system, and so I think we'll increase some, but I still think our people are worn out. They don't want to. They're not interested in voting right now. We have to. That's where we ought to be focused on. How do we get them to be interested and feel engaged and feel like they could be part of the solution?
I guess we have time for one more question, Richard.
Thank you. The Deming quote about the absence of data being so critical. If folks are not picking up their phone to answer polling questions, if they're not reading their direct mail, what's the future for campaigning in California, and how will campaigns successfully structure their candidates and be able to respond?
Prayers, a lot of prayers.
And hardly anybody watching live TV, right? We DVR everything, so yeah.
50% of our money in campaigns is wasted. We just don't know which 50%.
Well, yeah, since today is all about winners and losers, I want each of you guys to pick what you see as a big winner from the primary. Pick one legislative or congressional candidate who was a big winner.
80-76 for us. Yeah.
Oh man, I would say
I'll have to say one of two things. Either that 5 of the 7 targeted Republican congressional candidates did extraordinarily well, or that every Republican who voted for cap and trade, who was running for re-election to the same seat, got re-elected in enormously large numbers.
I'll give a vote to Justin Mendez, who most of us don't know, who actually is getting a lot of attention now, and most people weren't paying attention to it at all. So he's the one running in the Salas seat.
So I think on the terms of big winners, DCCC on the Democratic side. On the Republican side race, we haven't talked about, but SD12, Rob Poitras getting through that and creating a runoff scenario where the Republicans will be competitive to hold the Canela seat. Again, that was a race we saw late, we're concerned about, and us and a few other groups shifted a lot of resources very late in a radio campaign to get that through. So that'll be a competitive race for the fall. And I mean, I guess the last one, of course, is the Republican Party and the recall of Josh Newman. I think that they won the race. They absolutely had to win. They had no choice. They had to win that seat or be successful in that recall, and of course they were.
Oscar's went in there. Becerra for the AG, for sure.
Any other questions? Thank you very much for a great panel.